The stock market is buzzing with anticipation as a potential trade truce between the US and China sends Dow futures soaring by 200 points. But is this optimism justified? And delicate dance towards a trade deal. As the world watched, US and Chinese officials carefully navigated the trade tensions over the weekend, paving the way for a potential agreement between President Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping. This development has the market buzzing with excitement. Dow Jones Industrial Average futures surged, gaining 238 points or 0.5%. The S&P 500 futures climbed 0.8%, and Nasdaq 100 futures were up 1.3%, with chip stocks leading the charge. Nvidia, Broadcom, and AMD saw significant gains, reflecting the market's relief at the prospect of easing tensions. A framework for agreement. The proposed framework for the deal includes a delay in China's rare earth restrictions, which had been a recent point of contention. It also involves postponing Trump's threatened 100% tariffs on Chinese goods and a resumption of Chinese soybean purchases. Additionally, the TikTok dispute may find resolution, with the US potentially securing a deal for its own version of the popular social video app. President Trump expressed confidence in the deal, praising President Xi and affirming his belief in a successful outcome. This optimism was echoed by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who spoke from the ASEAN summit in Kuala Lumpur, a rally led by chipmakers. Chipmakers, who have the most to gain from improved US-China relations, spearheaded the market's rally. Nvidia, Broadcom, and AMD each saw impressive gains of around 2%. Tesla and Apple also joined the upward trend, adding approximately 1% each. Tobin Marcus of Wolfe Research noted that while details remain scarce until the Trump-Xi meeting, a renewed truce appears highly likely. China's willingness to delay rare earth export controls for a year is a significant concession, offering a more favorable outcome than anticipated. This positive development is expected to boost market sentiment this week. Assuming the meeting goes according to plan, a bullish week ahead. Stocks are riding high after a bullish week, with all three major indices reaching record highs last Friday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average broke the 47,000 mark for the first time, while the S&P 500 touched 6,800, marking significant milestones. This momentum has investors optimistic about the week ahead. Fed rate cut and earnings reports. Investors are eagerly awaiting the Federal Reserve's decision on Wednesday, with expectations of a rate cut following the Bureau of Labor Statistics inflation data release last week. Additionally, earnings reports from big tech companies are on the horizon, including the Magnificent Seven stocks: Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta Platforms, and Microsoft. These reports could significantly impact market sentiment. A global rally, but Canada stays cautious. Global markets joined the rally, with the Pan-European Stock 600 rising 0.3% on Monday morning. Asian markets had already seen solid gains, with Japan's Nikkei 225 surpassing 50,000 for the first time, and South Korea's Kospi experiencing a substantial rise. But Canada remained cautious, with Trump imposing an additional 10% tariff on Canadian imports over a TV ad dispute. Rare earth stocks react. Shares of US-listed rare earth miners took a hit on Monday as news broke of China's potential delay in export controls. Critical metals, USA Rare Earth, MP Materials, and Trilogy Metals saw notable declines, while Energy Fuels and Neocorp Developments also traded lower. These moves reflect the market's reaction to the evolving trade dynamics. A $12 billion biotech deal. In other news, Swiss pharmaceutical giant Novartis announced a $12 billion acquisition of Avidity Biosciences, offering a substantial premium on the company's shares. This deal highlights the ongoing consolidation in the biotech industry. As the week unfolds, investors will closely monitor the Trump-Xi meeting and its impact on the market. Will the optimism hold, or are there hidden complexities that could shift the narrative? Stay tuned as the story develops.